Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. To The Patty Show, everybody. Woohoo! Yes, wow, look at that. Hey,
what's up, everybody?
Oh, man, that energy. Whoa, what's up, man? Shout out to all the children out there. I see y'all love the energy. Oh, my God. That was smooth right there. Oh, my goodness. We got a great episode today. Episode 88, Building Trust with Yourself. Got an amazing guest today. We'll get to him shortly. Welcome back to The Patty Show, y'all. I'm your host, Patty Setiatti, and I have the privilege of showing you all multi-passionate people that I have the pleasure of connecting with. They bring positivity to this world, and they inspire you to pursue your personal paradise. Woo, that's a lot of P's, a lot of alliteration on The Patty Show. Before we continue on this amazing episode, we're talking about building trust with yourself. Confidence grows when you trust yourself to show up again and again. Man, before we continue on this episode, I just want to shout out my homie, the actor, account manager, Golden Ryan Gold. That's actually his last name. We love you, brother. Chicago born, raised. Man, he was in Chicago Fire, Chicago Med. I believe one episode from Power also as well. So, ooh. Man, he's killing the game, and it was the first time I ever met him in person, actually. So shout out to my boy Ryan for believing me and trusting that I wouldn't kidnap you. Because he was like, oh, this is the first time I met this guy. But we met randomly because so many shout outs on The Patty Show, but my boy Barry Gray, he was also on the podcast. Family architect, super artistic minds, really amazing human being. They met each other at like a silent disco chill vibe on the rooftop in New York, as you do. And my boy Barry was like, yeah, I have a friend that's in LA as well, and he was like, you'd love him, and we connected on Instagram, and that's how the episode came to be. So it's a fun one. He shares about working as an account manager, but also acting as well. And, we know how crazy stories come from all the actors out there. But speaking of actors, today, my guest is a proud bilingual actor, producer, model. He does it all. I swear, I could have just kept going. Like director, there's a lot. With Puerto Rican and Spanish roots. Oh my God, a cultured man over here. He blends his optician expertise. Look at those glasses.
Oh.
Okay, expertise.
You really did his,
man.
Study.
Thank you, man. With an eye for the arts. You know what I'm saying? Man, that was kind of fire. Vice President of Press Play Cinema. Oh, the Press Play. I like that little alliteration as well. He is a huge supporter of the independent film community. Shout out to them. I just came from a festival over there. It's all the amazing work right there. Our short time together auditioning, it was truly a blessed time. I feel like I've known him forever. He's full of positivity, great vibes. You've seen him as the king of the pirates, of course. You can see the hat. Monkey D. Luffy. Give it up for my brother, Antonio Josh, my man. Woo! Welcome to The Patty Show. Welcome. Woo, man. I'm so grateful to have you, bro. Love the energy. If you could give a little self-intro, background, hobbies, passions, how we know each other.
What else that you leave for me to say after all that amazing description?
Man, I had to have you. Come on now.
Somebody went on my bio.
Oh, just a little bit. Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit.
Yeah, of course. No, we got to do it. Well, pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I am a passionate filmmaker, storyteller. I'm a performer. I'm an actor. I've had the amazing opportunity and privilege to wear the straw hat, which actually changed my career, changed my life. And of course, all you fans out there of One Piece, you know that when we channel our life through Luffy, It could be a very adventurous and very freeing one.
Yeah.
But no, to go back to my intro, originally born and raised in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico.
Hey, there we go. Come on,
yeah,
man.
Puerto Rico, the country that brought me to life.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
And among all the richness, among all the cultural richness, it taught me, my bases, my elements. From there I move on. I had some time to live in the States. I would say when I was around 21, I left Puerto Rico. I've lived in New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey! Oh my goodness!
In New Jersey.
No Jersey.
And I've lived also in Florida.
Oh my goodness!
Obviously, we got a lot of the Puerto Rican community down in Florida.
Definitely.
So shout out to all of them. To that community over there.
The Boricua family out there.
Mi Boricua. And then now here in Los Angeles, in the heart of Hollywood, where I once decided to leave it all behind and follow my dreams.
Yeah, pursue his passions, and we're so grateful. And this is the flower section of the Patty Show, actually. We don't have the budget for the flowers just yet, brother. Maybe episode 100. I'll ask the producer for the increase.
Nico!
Where you at, bro?
Robin!
For real. Bro, flowers to you, man. Guys, we met on an audition, and it was just a blessed time. We were there for a couple hours. I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty long day, but our short interaction together, man, I felt like we connected so easily, so effortlessly. The island boy vibes together, you know what I'm saying?
You're easy to talk to, man.
Come on. I'll pay you later, bro. I'll slide you a couple extra later. But, bro, it was just so fun. I remember we bonded because I told you one of my ex-girlfriends is Puerto Rican, so I went there a couple times. Shout out to them. I know, caliente, literally. But, like, I was there. First time I was there was, like, for a week. So I got to see the family and see all the different parts, like Fajardo, which is amazing. Was that the east side?
That's where I studied.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We'll get to that eventually. But when I stayed there for a month, I explored more of the West, which I forget all the names. I just had so much fun. It was a great time, and my favorite place has to be, La Placita. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I gotta go back now though.
La Placita.
La Placita, because now I'm single, so it'll be a different story.
Ladies.
There's the Patty Show, Placita. Damn, that's a lot of P's right there, Placita. But yeah, man, I appreciate your energy. You were so welcoming. Also, everyone in the audition, everyone was such a great vibe. We were auditioning, of course, One Piece, the vibes and energy over there. So I'm so grateful that we connected, bro. I'm glad you're on the podcast. And yeah, man, we're just so blessed to have you, bro. Love the energy you're bringing.
I am excited to be here. I love the vibes. I love the concept. I love your intention. Oh, thanks, and bro. This is just great. This is perfect. This is why we're here, you know?
Yes, sir. Let's have fun. Talk about our personal paradise. Let's run it back to San Juan, though. Okay.
Ooh.
October 31st. Halloween, baby, bro?
Yeah, somebody is. Somebody.
Oh my goodness, man. So when you were, being a Halloween baby, you must have dressed up every single year then. Every year.
Since my memory serves me right, every year, my mom encouraged me, and I had a different costume every
No
year.
way, bro.
Yes. I even remember my first, believe it or not, some people have the ability to like have long-term memory.
Yeah.
And some of us also actually remember bits and pieces of our childhood. And believe it or not, I do remember being 1 year old.
Okay.
And I was dressed as a red crayon.
Red crayon, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
Fuego.
Oh, man, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Why red crayon? Do you know?
I don't remember why, but I don't know. I think it.
Shout out to mom.
Mommy, te quiero mucho.
Hey, I love it.
It was fitting. You know, a red crayon. I know.
That's
you know. Now to come and think about it, who dresses as a crayon?
Bro, because for me, I love how you mentioned the whole memory thing. Because I have a spotty memory from my Halloween. Because I'm the oldest of 6, so we used to share costumes. You know. So one year, I think I was a red Power Ranger.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. The Wild Forest Power Ranger, I think.
Wild Forest,
that was a good one. And then my brother was like Spider-Man, 2 years younger than me, and we would swap.
That's crazy.
I know. But the problem is, like, I think I grew a little bit faster. So, like, when I wore the Spider-Man one, because it was like a smaller size because he got it, it just did not look that good, bro. So we try to save money that way. But shout out to all the red themes costumes, I guess.
Yeah, talking
Crayon,
about
Red Power Ranger.
It looks like it stayed with me.
Yeah, the energy stayed all
I
the
also
time.
did the Ranger, the Red Ranger. Yeah, I also
Bro, you
did
love
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, another red one. Were all the costumes red now? Let me think.
Yeah, I got some dark in my past too. I did some Batman.
Okay, they were switched it up a little bit. What was your
and-
favorite costume from the years 1 to 10? Because I feel like those are the fun ones. You know?
Listen, I remember I had a very, very strong phase with DC Comics as a kid.
Oh, okay, DC.
And
Okay.
I have to say Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that will lead me to something else later on if I'm going to mention. I don't know yet.
I think I know what it is. We're going to talk about it eventually. We're going to talk about it eventually. I love all these teasers. Thanks for dropping them all.
Yeah.
Batman. Okay. Have you always been a DC fan though, man? Did you know that DC was the best, or were you first Marvel with Spider-Man?
Listen,
tell me that story, man.
I'm not going to say one's better than the other because
like, I'll take them both. You
want to know something? Doors have to stay open.
Amen to that.
And there's appreciation for both sides of the arts. Now, superhero, come on. Growing up in the 90s, I already let you know, I was big on Batman. I feel that, going to your question, with Marvel, I definitely watched a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Batman. I think that was the tough. That was my growing up as a kid. Mm-hmm. Those were probably, if I was gonna go, head to head, Marvel and DC Comics is probably right there. Between Spider-Man and Batman, that was my most watched.
Damn, man. Yeah, no. I also had that kind of dilemma, bro. For Marvel, I was a Hulk guy. That was my boy, the Green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I had anger issues. Probably that's why too. For DC though, Batman was my homie, but I don't know. I kind of liked a lot of them. Like Superman was cool. Flash's powers were amazing, bro. The fact that he could basically do time travel.
I think before I got to Batman, when I was even younger, I think Superman came into the picture first, and then eventually Batman just became big piece of my childhood.
Oh my god, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, man, how was the growing up there, man? What was the vibe like compared to
listen, this is a great question. I love that you asked me that question because I feel like there's not a lot of knowledge out there about living in Puerto Rico. What is it like living in Puerto Rico? Because everybody knows Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. Mm-hmm. It's not a state.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of American culture influence in Puerto Rico. But also because it's kind of has its own separate politic and there's a lot of history that I would love to talk at some other point about the upcoming of Puerto Rico and what makes Puerto Rico Puerto Rico. There's a lot of culture. There's city life, there's mountain life, there's suburban life, and everything has its own little seasonings and it's very different from United States. But into the more city-like areas, and as a lot of American companies started, I would say making the best out of the taxation system in Puerto Rico, what Puerto Rico offers to business owners, and the pros about opening a business in Puerto Rico coming from the States. It's huge, and that has become so prominent, and there's so much of it that eventually the city life of Puerto Rico got very Americanized, and Puerto Rico already is U.S. territory.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the oldest colony, but it could be one among the one of the oldest colony, U.S. colony. And growing up in Puerto Rico, I would say it was half and half.
Okay.
Half Spanish, half English. Obviously, believe it or not, there was a time in my life where I had no idea. I knew nothing about English. I did not know how to talk English.
Wow. And now you're now you're in an English-speaking podcast. Look at you, man. Making it. I love it. I love it. The evolution.
I think for me personally, it was more about my interest, my personal interest. And I love video games as a kid. Who didn't? What 90s baby did not play video games, all right?
Pokemon,
everybody.
Man.
And I think that also my mom also enforced and encouraged my education. And she chose, a school that was mainly in English.
Oh, okay.
And most of the books were in English.
So you're really immersed in the language and got really used to it. That's awesome.
So I say that between that and my interests, something fun to say, MTV, watching MTV, playing video games, having some English in school, eventually, when you're a kid, you're a sponge.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
things
yeah.
it's become
Absolutely.
easier to
Mm-hmm.
to absorb.
No,
You
no,
know?
definitely, bro. And also, like, I remember, like, a lot of people, when I first went there, bro, like I said, this was 2018. I didn't even realize that you guys have the same currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the,
This is what I mean.
you know what I'm saying? Like, the stereotypical American.
Yeah, I
you know,
love hearing it though. I love hearing it.
I like before I went to Puerto Rico, I went to Indonesia, I went to other countries, but
Yeah.
a colony that's in the States, like I didn't know that we could use dollar still. So like the fact that a lot of people don't know about these little things that, yeah, of course it's unique in its own way, but there's also a lot of like overlap. And a lot of people speak English there too, because when I was there trying to speak Spanish, which was really, really tough,
Yeah.
they were just like, oh, I got you. Don't worry. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I wanted to learn because I love the language because the alphabet is similar to like the Indonesian alphabet actually.
Really?
Yeah, ours is
Okay.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N
Oh,
O P.
that's super.
Yeah, it's like basically there's like a couple letters that I think a little
Yeah,
different,
yeah, yeah.
but we roll our R's
my
too.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go to Indonesia.
Hey, let me
man.
know, man. Boys trip to Bali. Let me know.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
do
playing,
it.
Right? Let's do that, people.
Yeah, you should. That should be a special vlog.
I know, right? Funny enough, I had an episode actually. Shout out to my girl Mary Park, this lawyer at Meta that I work with. She was like, on her 100th episode, you should fly everyone out to Bali, and I'm like, if I get the budget, you know, maybe.
I know, right?
You're
I
like,
know.
please, yes, yes. You're like, I'll sign it off right now. But
Hey, I'll get on that. I'll get on
hey,
that.
man, you know what's invited? Bali boys out there. That's our second part over there. But yeah, man, the island life of Puerto Rico. I love how you mentioned how there's like that balance, you know, of
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
like
yeah.
uniqueness, but there's familiarity of it over there. And if you guys have never been, I highly recommend you guys should go. Like it's so much fun. The people are so welcoming. The food is amazing, bro. Was it mofongo? Mofongo?
Mofongo.
Bro, that is probably my favorite thing ever because I love like plantain.
You do? You must have had a blast.
Bro, I had so much
Mofongo
fun.
relleno de camarones. That's like mofongo filled with shrimp.
I thought he was singing for a second. I'm like, what?
Mofongo relleno de bifte or steak. You know, like mofongo is like this plant that we do the plantain in a certain way where we kind of like, you know, we mash it up and we cook it into this little tower, and inside there with a lot of spices and seasoning, we'll put your favorite thing. What do you want? Shrimps? You want steak? You want chicken? What do you want? You want pizza? We'll put pizza in there.
Bro, I've tried a pizza one actually, bro. Dude, no, bro, you just described it perfectly. We might have to get a
find
trip.
a Puerto Rican little joint after here.
For real, yeah. Let's do what's it, boys trip to Bali and then Puerto Rico.
Bali, Puerto Rico. I'm loving it already.
We're already planning it, y'all. Right now. Find the flights. They're a little too expensive right now. But yeah, man. Oh my God. What was your favorite food then over there, man? Growing up.
My favorite food in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, bro. Favorite food. I know it's hard to pick more than one, but what's something like you always pick it and you think of the good days, you know?
I mean, I would say a good Puerto Rican dish that if I would go right now, it's the first I want to have. It would be ensalada de carrucho.
Oh, okay.
Carrucho in English, I believe, is conch. Conch.
Like the shell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the conch meat.
Oh,
I think
wow.
so. Yeah, I think that's what it is. If I'm translating right, it's a conch salad. Yeah, and it's just made specific way only in seafood restaurants in Puerto Rico. So I would say that would be my go-to right now as an adult. But I guess growing up as a kid, it was definitely not that.
Yeah,
I think as a kid, I would say my mom would. I love when my mom would make something called pastelón. Oh. Pastelón is actually very similar to lasagna. It has like, you know, that layering and the meats and the cheese and all that. It's called pastelón. Yeah, I would say that one.
Wow, dude. Okay, it's a cooking show right now. We got.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I recently just fell in love with cooking. I cook every day. I stopped buying for about a month now. Everything that's in my body right now has come from my stove.
Bro, that's amazing, man.
Even bread. I made my own bread.
Bro, no way. What? Dude, we're having a cooking segment. How do you make the bread? Do you do like sourdough starter?
Honestly, because I've also kind of, I've been preparing obviously for my role, and I'm looking for natural ways to, you know, to prepare my physique to look like the role. So obviously there's a lot of weight loss involved for that role. Hello, I'm talking about Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah, come on,
right?
now.
But at the same time, you know, if I go on gear 2 or gear 4,
yes,
you know,
sir.
he has some guns, right?
Yeah, come on, now.
So I gotta have a little balance.
You got a little balance, yes, sir.
But you know, I've been focusing on how I can lean and kind of get closer to rip and cut. You know, so I completely eliminated white starches from my life.
Interesting.
No processed flour or starches ever touch my stomach or my mouth. And I've kind of like, when I cook, I want to cook something that tastes delicious and something that I would have again.
Yeah.
Because when you cook something, you're not going to cook something healthy to sit down and be like,
just
I
chew
rather,
it up.
no, I want it to be delicious. So that's what I kind of like started doing. So for example, for the bread, like you asked me, almond flour.
Okay.
Cottage cheese.
Oh, cottage cheese. Bro, people don't realize how much protein is in that too.
Don't sleep on cottage cheese, people. It is so healthy.
Especially if you blend it enough, you won't even feel like
just get low-fat cottage cheese. If you're not doing a diet, you could just get cottage cheese. Almond flour, cottage cheese, eggs. And those are the main three. You could do it just with that, but if you want to spice it up,
a little bit.
Maybe throw some sesame seeds in there.
Come on now.
If you want to add a little bit of butter, get butter. And, you know what? I'm glad I'm saying this. I feel my personal opinion, that there's a misconception about butter.
Let them know.
I feel like butter is butter. Like, don't go finding fat-free butter unless, obviously, your medical professional, if it's a medical necessity, that's different. But when it comes to dieting and when it comes to, like, eating good food, I would say use real butter. If anything, get some butter with sea salt already in it and use that for your cooking. It's going to be better, it's more nutritious for you, and it's going to taste better.
Yeah, and I think the flavor, like you mentioned, it's good because you want to stick to the diet, too. Because unless you're doing only like a 4-week window, that's a different story. Maybe you might have to do it. But the thing is also the mental part of it too. Dude, people don't realize about the cutting and stuff like that.
Honestly, I think I've considered getting a nutritionist certification after everything that I've learned in this past month. Like I've substitute everything to healthy ingredients and make it taste good. And I feel like that's something that should be out there for people to know.
Bro, you should do it, man. Honestly, I have a nutrition certificate because, online personal trainer at Patty Satari Fitness, all that stuff. You know how it is. But a lot of the advice I can give is only like general because I think only proper nutritionists can give like the, exact meal plans. Don't quote me on that. I forget exactly what state has different laws. I don't want to get sued. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But bro, it's a lot of great knowledge to know about all the different like the macronutrients. Knowledge. And then the micronutrients too, like the vitamins you're putting inside your body and everything. Because it's not even just like looking good, but like if you're ripped as Luffy, but then you can't move around, bro.
What you're saying right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, oh, do a handstand, and then you're like, huh?
I can't express how on the dot you are. What you just said, like people. I feel like people don't know enough how important it is to get the right nutrients in your body. Once you do that consistently, you'll find out for yourself what is it that we're saying. No, you have to do it.
Especially for a role like Luffy, man. I mean, we'll talk more about that, but he is all over the place. I've seen your clips, bro. It's insane, man. This guy, immersive actor.
I just have fun with what I do. I love what I do, and I find peace with what I do.
Yes, sir. Peace, passion, pleasure, all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Did you find peace and pleasure in New Jersey, though? Let's be real.
New Jersey
Why New Jersey? Why did you pick New Jersey?
New Jersey was a wild change, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this, because we briefly mentioned it before we started. Women.
my boy.
All right. This is Antonio Josh talking, okay?
Yes, okay.
Just Antonio Josh talking, that guy. All right, so I went through a breakup before I left Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And it was a hard breakup for me, and I remember at the time my dad was living in New Jersey. And I felt like at that moment I needed a break. I needed to kind of like break the circle and just do something, whatever, vacation, breathe, or see family. I hadn't seen him in a long time, so I thought it was the right move to make at the time. So I went to New Jersey, and I ended up staying there almost a whole year.
That's crazy, bro. What? Yeah. And you just graduated, huh? From?
I did 5 years of university in Puerto Rico, tourism administration.
Nice.
Yep, I did that. And
I feel like everyone in Puerto Rico does that.
I changed major 5 times in college.
Damn, what was the first one?
5 times. Well, let me see if I remember. I started in, let's see. Well, I don't know which one I started in, but if I can briefly remember everything. I did business administration. Okay. I did physical therapy. I did biology, marketing. And then tourism administration, which was a specialty. That makes 5. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of.
So there was. Listen, talk about learning to learn about yourself. Learning yourself, finding about yourself. Like I feel like I had I had a phase in my life, plenty of that in college. Like I was trying to see what what was my thing,
what works, what doesn't work, and what you
Yeah.
like and stuff. Yeah.
and then eventually I found a theater elective class. And that
Hey,
changed
okay,
everything.
everything switched, and then
Yeah,
you fell
yeah.
in love during that class. Or?
Always. I've had like 6 heartbreaks throughout my whole life.
I feel you, man.
Yeah,
Tough out here. Shout out to all the
that's why
heartbreaks.
That's why I've decided to take a break.
Hey, man, like
and
we were
focus
talking.
on my one true love.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we were talking about earlier character development. You know, you are who you are after.
Yes, right
that
there.
arc. You know.
Yes, right
and
there.
And that's how you like moved to New Jersey, man.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you were like all lovey-dovey, maybe you've been married, have kids. Like I think about that too. Honestly, like we broke up around approaching senior year. So like if we were still together, I probably would have settled down. Maybe Patty Jr. would have been alive by now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It's so it's like you never really know. So heartbreak sometimes.
Oh, I had given her a promise ring and everything.
Damn,
yeah,
bro. Oh my
goodness. I know. But yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
Life happens. I think what's important is the decisions that you make. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's your life. It's our life. So whether you want to get depressed, whether you want to get over it, whether you want to mourn, whether you want to distract yourself, it's your decision. But time will keep passing, and everything. If there's anything I say about experience, is everything clicks into place with time. Yeah. It's the hardest thing to do is to maneuver yourself. Especially when you're going through hardships. But yeah, to go back to your question, how was New Jersey? New Jersey was like a trans state in my life.
Oh, interesting.
It was a trans state because I had left that Puerto Rico for that reason, and going there I was just trying to breathe new air, and then reconnecting with my dad, with my 2 siblings. I have 2 brothers on my dad's side.
Bro, okay.
My
Older,
my
younger?
stepmom. I'm the oldest brother. They're younger.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeves and Javeth.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go see them on April 6th. I'm gonna go.
Shout out.
I'm going to Florida for a week, so I'm gonna go see my mom and my brother and my sister.
That's awesome.
I remember, while I was there, spending time with them, reconnecting with them, and breathing new air, going out to the streets of New Jersey, going to New York from time to time. Obviously, going to New York is fun. I feel like everybody at some point in their life, if you can go to New York, go to New York. I feel like it's a big culture experience from America. And then I started going out. I started getting jobs.
Yeah, man.
I had a couple of jobs, and then I got it. Okay, I gotta say. So this is where I connected with my Dominican community.
Oh, okay,
yes.
Okay.
So shout out to my Dominicans in New York and New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
I love my Dominicans.
Yeah, I know, man. By the way, I know they recently didn't go to the next round. USA got them, but guys, you killed it. You did. And you've demonstrated so much. Okay, so I need to say that because I know you guys. I know baseball is part of your identity, so I gotta say that.
Yep.
And then I met this Dominican girl.
Okay, look at my
Oh my gosh,
you do a little bachata over there.
Yeah, I love dancing bachata.
Oh, bro, that's
I
the
love
best.
dancing salsa.
Nice.
I love dancing merengue.
Woo!
I love dancing.
There we go.
Yes.
You guys met dancing, or how did y'all meet?
So I made friends with this Dominican guy at my job.
Was it at the Sears one?
Yeah.
Oh, Sears. Yeah.
I worked at a Sears in a past of my life, and in that job, I met this Dominican friend of mine. His name's Jonathan. Shout out Jonathan if you see this.
Hey, man.
And then Jonathan invited me to party Dominican style.
Hey, we love it.
And through those outings, I met the girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, Dominican parties, man, you'll leave with somebody.
That's a whole nother thing that you gotta. Yeah, and I love them so much. Obviously, being from Puerto Rico, like my energy.
Yeah, the Caribbean vibe.
We got the Caribbean vibe. We're all about love. We're all about people.
The dancing, the movement.
We love people. We love people, and they were very similar. And this girl, she was so caring, and and genuine, and and then we started hanging out more and more, and we ended up dating for a while.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at that,
Yeah.
man. Damn. Shout out to the Dominicans out there. Call me back. Stop playing. Oh, bro, that's insane, man. And shout out to Sears too, man. You never know what jobs you're gonna get, what people you're gonna meet because of that. You were working at like Sears, like the store.
Yeah, the traditional Sears. My department was TVs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting, man. How different is that from like I saw that you worked at a surf store in Fajardo, bro?
Yeah.
What it was called? How do you say that? Kamea?
Kamehameha.
That sounded like some Dragon Ball. Honestly, when
I know.
I saw it, I was like,
I'm always waiting for that.
yeah,
Everybody,
I'm like, Kamehameha.
yeah, because the Kamehameha wave,
Yeah, how different is working at a Sears and a surf shop? Tell me.
Oh, polar opposites. Like I feel like that's an example of going through life. That's an example of going through different phases, different experiences through your life, and you gain knowledge, you gain experience. So eventually, you become what you got to become. You do your thing. And obviously, growing up in Puerto Rico, that was my first job. That was like my first. And you know what's interesting? As a kid, before I got to the, before I came, I remember I started at 16. Before I was 16, I always went to that shop, and it was one of my favorite shops.
Oh my God!
Or I should say, my favorite shop. And I said, I need to work in the store. I need to work in the store when I come of age, And it happened. I guess I manifested it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you manifest things into your life.
No, definitely, man. That's amazing, and it's a lot of experience working like retail, to be honest, and just like customer facing stuff because you get a lot of patience, especially when you're young. You meet a lot of other people too.
Oh, yeah.
You understand how to like diffuse situations, how to, I guess, maneuver different scenarios. You
learn skills.
Oh, all the skills, man. That's so cool that you work at a surf shop. Do you still surf or?
I don't surf, but I do. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute for me. Oh my gosh, the smaller board, the small wooden board on the shore.
Oh, wakeboarding. Boogie boarding?
Not boogie, because boogie is the foam
board.
Oh,
the foam one.
The smaller wooden one. I can't believe I forgot the name. I used to do it all the time. Skimboard.
Skimboard. Okay.
I can skimboard.
Dude, that's something because you got that quick little mobility. Damn.
I haven't done it in years, so I don't know what's gonna happen if I get on one right now.
Oh yeah.
But I used to love to skimboard. And I've always wanted to get into surfing. I haven't got there. Maybe sometime in the future.
Oh man, maybe that's a sign, y'all. We'll check back on the episode. Antonio's gonna be so dude. You know what I'm saying? West Coast, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Are you surfing in Indonesia?
Oh, bro, amazing. That's where I first learned to surf a little bit. Yeah, man. In Bali, man, the waves are amazing. There's like levels for everyone. So in Uluwatu in the south, the waves are insane. They're like the big ones, some competition waves. But there's this place called Batu Bolong, which is just, they call it. It's translated to
Batu Bolong.
Yeah, Batu. Okay, you got the accent going. Look at that. It means rock with holes.
Rock with holes.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the name of the beach. But the waves are pretty like chill and stuff like that. But the first time I ever did it, bro, man, it was so hard because you just like fall 20 million times.
Dang.
And then you get, but the thing is, it gets addicting when you get that one time where you like pop up and you're like balancing. Oh my God, I felt like a king, bro. That's when I was like, okay, I like surfing. Yeah. Oh man, so good. I was only up for like maybe 5 seconds, but I loved it so much. And shout out to my instructors out there, my homies. But it was a blessing, man. You just feel so at peace when you're right there. And yeah, man, it's a scary thing though when you don't know how to swim though, because at that time I didn't know how to swim.
Oh no!
It was kind of dumb of me. And then I remember my instructor guy was like, "Okay, I'll take your board and meet you back at the shore." So, bro, there's nothing underneath me.
The fact that you got on the board without knowing how to swim alone is an insane courage.
Bro, okay, thank you, bro. When in Bali, you just want to do reckless stuff, to be honest. And I was just like, I didn't think about it when he like took out the strap from my like ankle, because you put it on the ankle over so the board doesn't leave. And then I'm like, oh God, I need to paddle my way back. So I'm like, bro, I kid you, my legs have not moved as fast as they've ever moved. Hands, everything. Luckily, like, with the current, it moves us closer to shore. So that helped.
I'm trying to visualize.
No, bro, I'm like, please. I didn't think about it. He was too far away.
I'm sorry.
But then that's how I learned how to swim even better. So shout out to fear sometimes in life.
Hey, fear transforms us.
Hey, no, amen to that. No, definitely, man. Fear transforms us. That's a good little clip right there. Fear transforms us. After New Jersey, though, bro, you went to Florida, huh?
Yeah. Well, when I first left Puerto Rico, I went for about 3 months to go see my mom 1st,
Mhm.
make a quick stop at Jacksonville, Florida.
With Jacksonville.
And then after that, I went straight to go see my dad,
Nice.
and that's where I spent a year. And then I came back to visit my mom again after that year in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
man. Okay, what's the vibe in Jacksonville? I've never been to Florida at all, so walk me through the vibes over there.
Well,
What
you
is
know, Jacksonville, Florida, I feel like it's been evolving tremendously and very, very aggressively. I would say in the last couple of years, especially creatively and
it?
artistically.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. How
Um,
close is it to Miami, by the way?
it's about a 6-hour drive.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
'cause I
That's
did
what I'm
it
bad with.
once. Yeah,
I'm bad with geography. So it's more inland.
it's
Then?
north, all the way north
Okay,
of
got you.
Florida. You got Georgia, Jacksonville.
Oh, wow. Okay. No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's a little country out here. Okay.
Yeah. And you know, I feel like the time I was there, I
Mhm.
was told the same thing. I was told from folks that lived there their whole life that Jacksonville used to be something,
Mhm.
and then it started changing, and kind of like a little baby New York, I would say,
Baby New
like
York.
a
I
little
like that.
baby New York.
I like that. I like that.
It's starting to
Mhm.
get more, more variety, more populated, and again, for some reason the arts there are so alive. There's so many art there is just so alive. If you go there, you're gonna see so many like local creatives, whether they're painting outside on walls or they're dancing on the
Mhm.
beach. And then you have the film industry community that's super super ambitious.
Mhm.
They've been doing the LOL Film Festival. Shout out to Jacksonville. Shout out to LOL Film
Yes.
Festival. It's become such a successful festival. It gets people from all over the world. And yeah, and it's the city that started my filmmaking career.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
that,
my
bro.
my indie filmmaking career
I
started
love
right
that.
there, Jacksonville. By the way, Jacksonville is home of the original Hollywood.
No way, really?
Not a lot of people know that.
I did not know that.
Hollywood
Actually.
started in Jacksonville, Florida, and then it
What?
relocated to Los Angeles,
Oh
California.
my
Boom.
goodness. Boom. That's a fun. I did not know. Well, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you got the energy, man. Jacksonville did a lot for you, even
Oh,
with
yeah.
your optician life.
Yeah.
I guess career, so to speak, because you've been an optician for
Yeah. So
how long has it been now?
well, I mean, I don't practice it anymore. I did it for about maybe 5 years or so. When I came back to Jacksonville, I actually started working at a Walmart.
Oh, okay.
And then in that Walmart, I worked eventually different departments.
Mhm.
Went from electronics to cell phone connections to
That's from the
and,
Sears background right
yeah,
there. There we go. It's all
and then
connected.
ended
Yeah.
up in the optician department and the eye
Ah.
department. So that's where it all started for me. And once I did about 2 years with them, then I went to another different company, and then after that I went to another company where I solidified, where I worked at. Well, I went from Walmart Vision Center. I went to America's Best eyeglasses and contacts, and then I went to Lens Crafters. And while I worked at Lens Crafters, I also did Target, because in some states they're the same company and you can actually work on both of them.
Wow.
Here in California, no, it's just either one or the other.
Bro, that's interesting. Does a day in the life of an optician look like, dude?
Well, to be an optician, honestly, you can treat it as I would say, as a temporary job or as a career job. You can get certified as an optician. You take some state tests. You study, obviously. You take classes for that. You can become a certified licensed optician.
Oh, wow.
And that's a great job. A lot of people do it. I thought at some point I was going to do it myself. And then from that, it's not too far to become an optometrist if you want to be an eye doctor, and you automatically start becoming a people stylist.
People stylist.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you start noticing face and shapes and what types of glasses go with facial, with facial features. So like I can, for example, like there's like a base of 4 to 5 different shapes universally right now.
What are they? I know they have. I forget the names of them, to be honest, but I know what they look like.
There's you got the triangle one. You got the circle one. You got more of like angled. You got a more square one. And I'll have to look through my things to kind of like pull that. It's been like
it's been a while,
4 or 5 years since I stopped that. But you when you work in there, you do it every day, so it's like repetition, familiarity. and then you start getting knowledge. And then because I have always been bilingual English Spanish, so the doctors would use me to
Oh,
translate
that's amazing, dude.
for
Yeah,
Spanish
yeah, yeah.
speakers patients. I would come in and I would translate from English to
That's so
Spanish.
cool.
And Walmart had made me like an official translator too,
Hey,
so
there we go. We'll
yeah,
take it. Put it on the resume, yeah.
yeah. And so then it kind of became a part of me. You know, like I could be walking on the street
Right.
and I see somebody wearing glasses, and I could be like, "Oh man, they need fitting, they need fixing. We need to shape them. That's not the right shape for your face and stuff
Wow,
like that."
you just notice every detail. That's so funny.
Yeah,
You become hyper fixated on it. You're like looking at all the details.
yeah.
Dude, that's insane. Wow, that's so cool, man. What a.
Or if somebody's squinting, I'm like, "Oh, he needs an eye exam."
Oh, yeah, man, that's great, dude. I mean, I love your glasses, by the way. What kind of style is that?
This
dude?
is the classic aviators.
Oh,
right
classic
here.
aviators.
Classic aviators. I'm an
Okay.
aviators guy.
There we go, aviators, Antonio. Look at that.
Yeah.
See, double A.
That sounds it. Yeah.
It rings with it. I see. There's like a little slants on that one.
Yeah. This one has like tilted like this, and the reason I have it like that is because
Yeah.
I mainly use it for computer, and basically
Oh my, see, I didn't know that.
yeah, when I got these glasses,
Yeah.
so they have blue light filter, so I mainly got them because since I spend a lot of time on my phone or computer, the blue light, it's to protect me, and these type of lenses, they have like a 0.25, which is almost nothing of power on the very like half bottom, so it kind of helps relax your eye muscles when you're like long periods of time on a computer, on a phone, or in a dark room.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that's where the slant comes in effect. That's some little 101 there. For
Bro, I didn't know that either. I'm like, because I've seen some with slant, some with not.
Yeah.
I do use blue light blocking glasses at nighttime, like, but they're like the orange ones, almost like amber, almost, dude.
Yeah.
They've been
Those are
helping
cool.
a lot.
Those
They've
are
been
cool.
helping a lot. I'm not gonna lie, because it really like tones you down, and you know, I get stuck on TikTok sometimes, Instagram, all that stuff.
We all do.
You know how it is. Check emails, but then you end up going on Instagram,
Yeah.
texting your ex, and then on to the next.
Unplanned distraction.
Unplanned distractions. Exactly. But you also were a bartender, bro.
I did some bartending
Oh
for a while.
my goodness, a hustler out here. I
Yeah.
love it, dude. How was that bartending life?
Well, you know, the bartending idea came, you know, what can I do on the side that's not a traditional 9 to 5 job where I can make some tips and some extra money?
Mhm.
You know,
And the schedule's kind of like flexible.
yeah, so I can, because I was starting to look, what can I do so I can start investing more time on my creative, in my creative life, you know? So that's where the idea that came from. So I was starting to look for things that could free up more time and weren't as strict. So I can start, you know, spending more time on my creativity.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, because doing like a 9 to 5 thing, it's so tough, bro. Because if you have an audition, and
I mean, some people can. If you can, you can. You know, definitely not throwing any shade at 9 to 5s. Because 9 to 5s have changed people's life.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. But it is definitely hard when it's like you get a random audition.
As a creative, it's challenging.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would say.
literally, like when we met, it was the middle of the day. like if you had a night, like I had to make some crazy. Actually, I just brought my laptop in. I don't know if you saw me working on my laptop. I was like, don't watch this part. Beep, 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 you know?
That's what it was.
Yeah. Like I got to multitask a little bit over here, but yeah, just having flexibility, and everyone's different because some people like the flexibility, some people like the 9 to 5, and everyone choose what you want to do. Try things out while you're still young and have no kids that you know of, you know. No kids, right?
Nada.
Okay, I didn't find it. You're like, hell no. I'm like,
No.
not anytime soon, at least, that we know.
I mean, you know, I feel like as I've gotten a little older, I've realized, you know, things like that, it's just better not to plan them. I feel like there's some things that just happen. Now, if you can get prepared for it, I feel like there's things you do have control over. Things that you can make more smarter decisions, right? If you have if you have a plan, if you have a goal, if you have something that you know, plan. It's just a plan. If you have a plan, if you stick to it, then I feel like usually that helps make smarter decisions and not kind of like, unplanned or on things happen.
Yeah, because that's a headache. Adding extra.
I've seen it happen to some people.
Oh yeah, a lot of friends.
But honestly, I had one of my best homies back at home.
Yeah.
He was my childhood friend. We, believe it or not, we met at 2 years old.
Wow, that's an OG right there. He saw the red crayon costume?
Oh yeah.
He was the green crayon?
No, he wasn't on that one. No.
That'd be funny.
I met him the next year.
Okay.
Red crayon was 1 year.
Okay.
I was 2 when I met him.
Oh, gotcha.
So, for someone like him, the way that he had things going, having a kid actually fixed and made his life better.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So there's different kinds of stories out there.
Yeah, and I agree with that too, man. I have a lot of friends. Like I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Shout out Bridgeport. Super diverse community. Got a lot of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, a lot of Caribbeans. Brazilians, all that stuff. But that's like you know, a lot of the stereotype is people usually get pregnant after high school and all that stuff. And but like you mentioned, sometimes it's good for these people. You know, they get a purpose, and it's having kids is a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
I'm the
absolutely.
oldest of 6 kids. I'm blessed to have all my siblings
Nice.
now. Growing up, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. Now I love y'all because y'all can give me some birthday gifts coming up in June. So it's not, hook me up, man. You know, plane tickets, whatever. My bank account, my Zelle is too old. I'll put it down below. But yeah, man, it's like always perspective. I love how you mentioned that because for one person, yeah, maybe if I have a kid now, that probably is not a blessing to be honest, Loki, because it's
It makes
you know,
things a little bit harder.
it makes it a little bit harder, but it's always perspective, and it depends on the person. It's not never a one size fits all, and that's the beauty of the industry that we love, man. And the life that we live. Because also you were an account manager for the U.S. Department of the Treasury, bro. What is? How did you get into that, dude? What?
So again, you know, sometimes in life, you know, we all have different paths in our lives. There's no right or wrong way. You know, we all have our path.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
where it leads to. We have to be. We all have our journey in this
Yes,
life.
sir.
It's our. It's your story. It's our story. It's our journey. And in my journey, I've had a couple different jobs, as you can already.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Heard.
I love it. It's all. Yeah.
But you know. The U.S. Department of Treasury. I worked there from home when COVID happened.
Ah, okay.
So when COVID hit, I had been laid off from my job at the time, and I was told that, you know, once things start selling, that I would get called back. But in the meantime, what do I do?
Yeah, of course.
And that happened to a lot of us, right?
Yeah. Crazy time, man.
So that's where I decided, you know, looking for work. You know, I feel like a lot of us during that time, we were just looking for work.
Yeah,
we were looking
man.
for to make money, to get food on the table. And that's where that came from. You know, I applied online and I got called, and I think that I feel like what got me the opportunity at the time is they were looking for bilingual English Spanish.
Perfect.
And you know, I'm bilingual in Spanish, so that kind of got me a little help.
And you had the experience, of course, all your life basically, and then the Walmart gigs and everything else. So it just made sense. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's a great skill to have because that helped me with like my 9 to 5 right now. I'm doing like AI testing for like Meta and stuff like that. So speaking multiple languages helps a lot. I wish I spoke better Mandarin, to be honest. It's just so hard, bro.
I just downloaded Mandarin Japanese audiobooks to learn
that's
on
amazing,
my
dude.
phone. So I got to start that new journey.
I love that. I love it, bro. I wish, like, we were talking about superheroes, but a superpower I would love to have is like mastering every language. Bro.
You know what? Now that you say that, that would be fire, like so powerful.
You know, everyone would love you because, like, I'm sure if you had this where you like, you know, people don't assume you're Hispanic because ethnically ambiguous. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
You're like, maybe he's Arabic. I don't know what it is. Especially when you had the long hair, bro, which we'll talk to about a little bit later. Amazing hair. And then you just start speaking Spanish at like a Puerto Rican restaurant. They're like, oh, your family. And then after that, they hook you up with extra food, desserts. That happens to me with the Indonesian restaurants, Malaysian ones. They're like, wait, what? And then before you know it, you get free stuff. It's good energy. And even if they look like super intimidating, they just love you already, and you're part of the family.
Absolutely. I feel like learning a language, even if it's just basic words, you don't have to like be a master on it. But if you can communicate basic words, I feel like people would appreciate that so much. And it's kind of cute and it's funny.
Yeah, of course.
And I feel like it's friendly. But yeah, what was the? You said something about the. I wanted to go next for what you say. What was it? The long hair?
Yes, the long hair, man. Of course, you got the long hair.
Yeah,
dude, that mane. Oh my goodness, you guys gotta see. How long did it get to, bro? It was like to your back.
Yeah, eventually it probably to like my lower chest at some point.
Oh my god! And your curls, bro, all natural.
I had this phase where I was hard on pirates. Like it's interesting how I also end up being
all full
Luffy.
circle, bro. But
like my first independent feature film, The Last Pirate.
Yes.
If you've heard about it or if you've seen it, I'm sorry. I know. It was a low budget, terrible acting, but you know, it was a starting point. We did manage to get that thing on Amazon Prime and Tubi streaming.
Hey, y'all can check it out.
But well, you know, I feel like, I don't know if you can relate to this, but sometimes us creatives, we have this tendency to hide bad work, or like we don't want to show people. Like,
I know.
I would never show them that.
Yeah.
And then one time I had somebody come into my life and tell me, you know what? It's actually good that people see that because they see where you come from.
Absolutely.
Like where you were one time and how far you've come, you know?
Man.
So, but it's kind of like, if I see that, I'm like, damn.
Hey man, I resonate with that so much, bro. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on like my Instagram that I don't think I've deleted an Instagram post at all. I used to have a radio show and podcast in college, the Day Show. Shout out my boy Akbar.
Ooh.
Really fun time. But there was some episodes that were like, I'm like, oh, I'm not super proud of. But I think you can find it on Apple Podcasts and all the other streaming stuff. So,
don't watch the last part.
Yeah,
Watch that.
Just watch it. Or watch both simultaneously.
Watch both.
Listen out of the corner. But bro, I resonate with that so much, bro. But like you mentioned, and that's your awareness right there. It's actually good because they see the journey of it and that we're not perfect. You know, we all can't be Leonardo DiCaprio just having the best career. Next hit, Oscar. You know, it's literally like all over the place, jumping here, there, working different jobs, doing different roles, independent stuff, writing your own stuff, creating your own stuff and opportunities, and you know, a younger version of myself, and I talk about this with my brother because his short film's actually on the festival circuit right now. Ooh, something good going on. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. At first, you know, I thought like, man, I'm a failure because like I'm not automatically getting like these big hit TV shows, big feature films, and everything. But when you actually think about it, I think I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like I'm more of a success that I'm doing so many quote unquote random things. You know, like short films, I literally played a Indonesian aerobics instructor, bro, in the early 2000s where I'm shaking my booty, going crazy. It's a crazy one. That one should be coming out soon. I played a 65-year-old retired lawyer, bro, with like the prosthetics and everything. And I had so much fun and joy doing it. Like if, quote unquote, our careers were what we actually wanted, where we would jump to, you know, Oscar-winning territory, we wouldn't have those opportunities, man. You wouldn't be an amazing pirate with the long hair. I mean, it was like pretty authentic, but yeah, the eyeliner a little bit too. You're like, don't remind me.
No, man, no, I still rock eyeliner from time to time.
Hey, okay, I see you.
And yeah, you know, I fell in love. You know, after that film, I fell in love so much with the pirate aspect that I kind of brought it into my life eventually, into my styling. And then I kept the long hair, I kept it growing, and then I kind of started, you know, experiencing styles and all that. I love my long curly hair. I had that for like a decade.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. I think I'm approaching a decade soon, actually, bro.
Really?
Yeah, around 2016, actually. Yeah, oh my God. Well, my sides, I started 2020 around COVID, you know, because the awkward stage of hair, you know, Asian hair just sticks out, bro. So I would never let it fully grow out. I just like learned how to fade it. But then, because no one was watching, I just like let it grow out. And I'm like, since 2020, it's been all long.
Nice.
I used to have like the undercut though.
Looks
from
badass.
26. Thanks for trying to be like, Yuma Sensei. Arigato.
Nah, we both.
Hey man, I wish I had the curls though, man. I'm telling you, you guys gotta see the pics. They're crazy, man. You started, so you grew your hair out long. When was that? 20?
I started in college.
Around college
yeah,
time?
Like in college, I kind of liked it, so I kind of started letting it grow. Then I would cut it again.
Gotcha.
And then I started letting it grow. And by the time I started to work on that project, I was already letting my hair grow again. And I'm like, oh, perfect. I want to play a pirate. Let me let it keep growing.
That's perfect, yeah. And it helped also with your role as Joker.
Oh my God!
My God.
I know this had to come. This had to come.
Of course,
man. That's for the root DC, you know, that I mentioned earlier.
Of course, that's a little tease. Now we're finally getting into it, man. So you wrote that script, bro?
Well, I mean, it was an inspiration from two of the movies. May he rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Yes.
I don't think if it was for what he did as Joker, I would not be here today. And I know a lot of you out there can feel the same way. I've met so many people that were moved and thought he did such an amazing job as Joker. So between a scene in The Dark Knight and a scene from Suicide Squad with Jared Leto, I kind of came up with that little scramble.
Yes. And Harley Quinn was there too. She's great. I love it.
Rose Sanchez. She's actually the CEO of Press Play.
Hey, awesome. Oh my God. I love when people just collab together. That's the best thing. How was that writing process though, man? Since like with that process, you didn't have like a blank canvas. You had like inspiration from. Well, how was that process?
Before that happened, I loved the movie, and I watched the movie over and over and over.
Memorized the lines
over
at this
and
point,
over. Where like, you know, if anybody would tell me to do the monologue on the spot, I could do it because I just, when you love something so much and you do it so much, and you really want it in your DNA, it sticks with you forever. Okay. And that was what Heath Ledger did for me. What Heath Ledger did as a Joker, it inspired me. It kind of like it gave me that life shocking saving thing. And I remember one day I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a fan film
I love
tribute
that.
for this. And a year later, after I said that, I did it.
It's
And
beautiful,
then
man.
after that, I feel like that's what sparked my independent film career.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it.
Oh
And
man, saying that now,
that's
it's
the goosebumps. Look at you, man. You're still locked in.
it's crazy. Yeah.
That whole process, though, how was it like getting a team to help you with, like, the recording, setting up everything, blocking, and were you also a director of it too?
Yeah, I pretty much did the whole thing,
Yeah.
but it was because of the people that I had with me
Mm.
at the time. I could make it happen, 'cause I thought, I came up with a little script idea. Mainly, I always say little script idea because I mainly got the main idea from the movies, and then I just kind of like did a little swang there. But I had one, two, three, four, five people
Hmm.
all together, and a sixth that would came one of the days. Um, and basically it was purely passion, because again, for a whole year I watched this movie and repeat, and I studied and I practiced it because I loved it so much
Yeah.
that I started mimicking the mannerisms
Yeah.
to a T. And I remember when I felt ready. I got the costume together. I reached out to the people that I knew I could do it with. Thanks to me working on independent film
Yeah.
for a while, I
Hmm.
met these people. I connected with them. They saw what I was about, and when I mentioned it to them, they're like, "Yeah, we would love to do that with you." One of them was a special
Beautiful.
makeup
We
artist.
love that. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
so I brought him to do the special makeup. I little by little came up with a wardrobe from different websites, and then I had met someone through the networking that had an office in
Mm.
a kind of warehouse looking place, and he got permission from the owner for me to film there.
Oh my God, that's amazing, dude.
And then Rose Sanchez has been a blessing in my life.
Shout out
Rose
to her.
Sanchez, she is like literally the Robin to my Batman,
I love it.
like
Love it.
she's always been very supportive of me. She always believed in me. She was just a special friend. You sometimes you make some friends that can see your value before you even see it.
Mm.
You know.
Amen.
And Rose did my Harley Quinn. She's the one who did Harley Quinn in that area, and then she became her own. She did her own platform, which became Press Play Cinema. And then I gladly giving some love back. Yes, I would help. I would love to support you on that
Oh
as
my God.
well.
That's beauty, the power of networking and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
having those connections and holding on to them too. Like you never know when you're gonna see them again or work on a project again. And it's always like it's a blessing to work with other people again that you genuinely love to work with. It's the best time ever. So shout out to all the independent filmmakers out there and everybody in the industry. It's a good vibe. I love that, dude. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about some other roles that you've done, man.
Yeah.
Before that, you did a short film called Penny.
Penny?
Mm-hmm.
I think you might be referring to some of the short films I work with different like independent filmmakers in Florida. Sometimes I would like travel from like Jacksonville to Orlando if someone was looking to cast for their independent film projects like in
Mm.
Orlando. I think Penny was one of them that I did in Orlando. Yeah.
He did a lot. I couldn't list them
Yeah.
all, honestly. I was just like picking the ones that looked
Yeah.
interesting. Blancos?
Oh, Blancos was a special one. That was a fun one.
That one
Yeah.
looked fun, man. I saw some of the clips.
That was
one
my
looked...
first gangster role.
Yeah,
It was
bro. I mean,
two Latino brothers, cartel style. It's a
yeah,
classic,
bro. I love the energy
Yeah.
that you brought. I was like, damn, this is crazy. I'm like, Luffy to Blancos. I'm like, how is
I
this?
know, right?
Yeah, a
It's
lot of
crazy.
the roles were like, I don't know. You play like a lot of different characters, bro. Like I was looking at your YouTube as well, the different um immersive experience characters and auditions you've done. Like
Yeah.
your range is insane. You guys gotta check out the YouTube, which is
I don't think it is. I'm like, I watch it, I'm like, oh, that looks so cringe.
Come
But if you
on now.
people think that, thank you for the
Bro.
love.
The thing with immersive stuff is people don't know is really hard because you just have to be that person, that character, that person with everything that anyone throws at you, and it's one of the most difficult things to ever do. And yeah, so hats to you, man, that you're doing it, and got one coming up. This is gonna be a super fun one right here. This
Yeah,
one,
we're
basically...
reprising this year. I'm so excited.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
super
yeah.
exciting. But yeah, your YouTube has a lot of stuff, man. I was like, damn, This is Antonio. I'm like, what with the long hair too, and
Yeah,
all the different reels and
most
stuff.
of my content still that's alive out there is with long hair. I'm working on getting newer content with updated looks out. I haven't been able to do much because LA life is so like on the
LA life.
run.
Yeah,
You
it's
got to work
everything.
around schedules. But
Absolutely.
I have a couple planned things coming up to film, like update
Hmm.
my demo reel. Me and my best friend, we're taking this new journey on creating cinematic reels. You know how you got the soap opera kind of like
Hmm.
reels happening right now.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
popular.
yeah, yeah.
Those vertical short
Vertical short
format.
form. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to do like film cinema,
Oh, that's
and
cool,
we're gonna do film cinema in the vertical format to support
bro. That's
the
awesome.
trendiness, right?
Yeah.
Because
I
that's
mean, it's trendy, bro. I mean,
everybody's
like
here nowadays,
literally,
so
my
it's like
what is it? My family in Indonesia, like my aunts and uncles, they love watching all the.
I know
They
everybody
love
loves
it,
watching
bro.
it. For some reason, there's just something.
It's so easy to consume too. It's like simple
Yeah.
storylines but it makes sense because like when I was growing up, my aunt used to love watching like all the different novellas and stuff like that. And then Indonesian, we have this thing called sinetron, which is similar vibe where it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
super dramatic acting.
I
There's
know,
like
I
something,
know.
but there's such a charm to it. And I had actually one of my coworkers, my boy Michael Esser. He's a German writer, and he wrote for the version of Ugly Betty in
Oh
Germany
wow.
had like 600 plus
Betty
episodes,
La
but
Fea. Oh my
yeah, bro,
gosh.
he kills it. Got all those awards. You got to watch that episode. It's a fun one. But that genre will never die. People can say it's quote unquote cringy all you want, but there's a market for it.
I
People
feel like
love it.
it's almost maybe part of the culture, right? Like I feel like even growing up in Puerto Rico, my mom telenovelas. I watched so many telenovelas, soap
Hmm.
operas with my mom.
Yeah,
It's interesting because everything used to be on TV, and then these are brought in vertical
yeah, on
format.
our phones now.
Um, and I've always had the idea
Mm.
that there could be a pioneering opportunity to create something authentic in that vertical format,
Hmm.
and that's why we're kind of looking at that.
Dude, I love it, man. You
Yeah.
have, like I said, so much experience, so many different projects. Syndicates. I want to talk about that
Oh,
one, man.
syndicate.
Dude, you were a writer as well, man.
Yeah, co-writer,
Oh my
co-writer.
goodness, man. How was that whole process as a writer and actor, bro? Because I feel like that's such a unique um I guess responsibility because most actors that are just like pure actors, they don't really know the script until it's like time to shoot and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
You kind of already knew the characters and everything. You were working with your co-writer as well. How was acting like that? Was it more difficult since you had so much to play with, or was it a little easier because you're like, okay, I know this character already.
Well, the good thing about that particular project was, again, I worked with a very close friend of mine. Shout out to Lana.
Yes,
Lana.
all the shout outs, we love it. We love it.
Lana. She was a aficionado
Hmm.
to thrillers, and she liked that
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah, yeah.
So we've been friends for a long time because we met through networking, and then when we realized that we both love thrillers, then we started talking more and more, and then
Ah,
and then the
okay.
idea came up.
Mm.
So then we came up with that little scene. She always wanted to play like a mafia Russian like
Yeah,
type of
yeah. Okay,
character.
okay.
And then me being Latino, I'm like, well, you know what? Let's have a face off between Russian mafia and like a Latino cartel character.
Oh, I like
And then
that. Yeah.
and then I wanted to experiment with something. I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna use my identity, my culture, and throw it in the character. And I decided to use my Spanish accent.
Wow.
And I loved it. I loved it. Like, have you ever heard Antonio Banderas talk? Everybody loves
I
to hear
love Antonio
Antonio
Banderas, bro.
Banderas.
Come on now, yeah.
So then that's kind of like the idea of what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to bring that Spanish,
Mm.
in there. Like talk like this. Let's play.
Yes. Oh, that's fire,
Something
bro.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Little.
Or the famous Puss in Boots.
Of
Puss in
course.
Boots.
Yeah. Oh my God, bro. That was my favorite character. Shrek 2 is my favorite movie,
Oh,
bro.
Shrek is amazing.
That's
Hello.
that's the best Shrek movie right there. When they introduced Puss in Boots, man, that's when it
That
changed. I'm like,
changed everything.
he's him, bro. I played that video game, the Shrek 2 game. Have you
Yeah,
played that?
yeah, yeah.
Bro, every time he was my go-to character, bro. My boy just be like,
My brother loved that game.
bro, his the little eyes, to
Yeah.
distract. Oh my God. Antonio Banderas, yeah, that's inspiration right there. Would you say he's one of your inspirations, man, like in Hollywood?
Absolutely. I would say, like when I look at myself and what I look at I can offer, and how would I fit in the industry, he's one of the top 5 guys that I
Mm.
look up to, and I love Zorro.
Oh yeah,
I
of
love
course,
what he
man.
did in Zorro. You know,
Bro,
like
amazing,
I don't.
dude.
I'm patiently like just waiting. Who's gonna be the next Zorro? You know, like when they
Hey
decided
man,
to remake it.
well,
So
manifesting it for you, but don't be
I would love to play a
bro.
Zorro. I already have an idea how to play it, so I'm just putting it out
Yeah,
there.
just putting it out
An
there.
idea
Yeah.
out there is better than no idea out
Amen
there.
to that. Yeah.
Another one.
Hey man, you already got the sword skills from the swashbuckling, man. You
Oh
know?
my gosh, I did fence fighting a little basic fence fighting sessions to
Yeah.
be able to learn how to handle
Bro, it's so hard, bro. I did it
yeah.
because I used to work for like this nonprofit theater company, Connecticut Free Shakespeare. Shout out to them, love them
Uh-huh.
so much. Around high school, and we did a lot of like sword fighting and everything like
Yeah.
that. It's so hard, bro. People don't realize
Oh
like
no, yeah. It
the
takes time.
technique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes time. I was lucky. Shout out William P. Cook.
Yes.
My best friend, my partner in crime right now. So shout out to you, brother. He did professional fence fighting for 13 years. So he was my cinematographer for that pirate film. So he took us to the fencing
Dude,
school.
I'll say, bro, those clips were crazy. You guys were. I was like, damn.
Bro, that was the best thing of everything.
Dude, that was insane, bro. I'm telling you, like, and you could hear like and then the actual weight of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest thing. You have to make it look believable, but also say because you don't want to hit someone's head off. You know, like.
I gotta tell you something about that.
Oh no, tell me, what's up?
Should I say this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually have this. This is brought me chills when I realized it.
Okay.
So on this side of my face right here, you can barely see it right now because it's been years and years. But I actually have a scar.
Is it like on the nose?
It's right here. Right here.
Oh, I see. I see a little bit. Yeah.
I have a. Which one was it? No, it's this side. Sorry. So I actually have a scar right here.
Oh my god.
And that scar was from an accident during the filming.
Dude, that's so close to the eye, man.
Yeah, like literally right here. And the reason that happened was because we weren't supposed to shoot the scene at that moment, and we pushed it. And what had happened was the water level had risen more than it had to, and our feet were like a little bit harder to move.
Yeah.
With our choreography practice. So on one of the moves, I was supposed to do this, and I stayed there, but with the speed of it wasn't like the point of the blade wasn't like the real thing. It was more. It had a little ball, but it's so thin and so small that with the speed, it went literally right there.
Hit a little blunt part.
And what's crazy about that day is that we actually have that on film, and because I didn't know how bad it was, but. I remember my scene partner said, "Oh no, we gotta stop." I'm like, "No. Let's." I was so in it. I'm like, "Let's keep going. It's okay."
Yeah.
Like it was just a little scratch. But when I saw the clip, like I had like blood dripping like that.
Oh my goodness!
But what was more badass? I have some behind the scenes that I can share on social media eventually. What's badass is that when he does this, I go like this. And the moment I look back to the camera to keep fighting, you just see the blood dripping back.
That's got fire.
And then I just want to keep going, you know? But his face was like, he looked like he's seeing like Casper. You know,
my goodness, bro, that's insane. Well, that's your dedication, brother, to the craft.
And then eventually when I got to the role of Luffy, and then I realized that Luffy has a scar right here, it just hit me in the heart. You know, like some things just...
Bro, I'm telling you, the universe is so crazy. You never know what's... Like, those full circle moments, kind of, like, that... accident ended up being like something to connect your character, and wow, that's a beautiful thing, man. You guys should check it out. Is it on also Apple, I believe?
The last part?
Yeah.
Amazon Prime and Tubi.
Okay, Amazon Prime and Tubi. You know, you got some awards there too. I see you, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of independent film festivals that I feel that understand and recognize the journey of an actor. And they know, like, when you're going through levels and through phases and what takes you to what, and when you're beginning, when you're in the middle and all that. And I feel like there's a lot of film festivals that know this and appreciate it, and they target that. You know, because when you say film festival, you think about, you know, like Sundance, TIFF, and all that, like big ones. You know, you see the big players up there. But before you get up there, there is a part in an actor's life where you go through these festivals, and these festivals kind of encourage you and tell you, you know what, we saw something special there. They'll give you reviews. They'll give you, you know, feedback. You know, we like this. We think you can improve this. And I feel like that was a big part of my upcoming. And I put so much soul and dedication, even though it's terrible acting. I put so much soul and dedication to that character that I think it showed off on some of these film festivals. And they gave me awards. I guess they just recognized between the genre, you know, there was fantasy involved. I guess they recognized the choreography, you know, everything that made the scene, the production value. and I surprisingly I got more awards than I ever thought I would
I
get
love
for
that,
something
bro.
like that.
Hey, man, congrats, man. Good vibes. I need to watch the full thing eventually, and then I'll see the scene where you get hit in the face. Maybe do you know when that scene pops up? Is it like
Well,
middle?
I have it as a like a BTS on my
Oh,
on my Instagram
oh, we gotta
because
check it
we didn't
out.
put that cut in the movie, but I have it out there. I can
Oh
share it
yeah.
if you
What is
guys
it?
want to see it.
Your at is at actor.
The word actor, my initials AJ for Antonio Josh. My last name's Medina,
I love it.
Medina. So all my social medias, the moment you put actor AJ Medina, I'm the only one that's gonna
Yeah.
pop up. And if you want to put my stage name, even better, Antonio Josh. I'm the only one in the world.
Yes, I love
Boom.
it. I love it. I love the stage there, man.
I made it easier for you.
There you go. That it did make it easier when I was looking you up, bro. I was like, okay, this is good. I can connect the dots a little easier because I'm like also sometimes you research people and then it's like a different person. And you're like, oh, you didn't work at Wendy's, you know? Like I'm looking at the wrong person. But
Yeah.
beyond that, man, you also worked for BBC Studios as like a
Oh,
performing artist.
yeah. So basically, BBC Studios partner up with Ludo Studio and Camp LA, and
Mm,
then they came up with a performance, immersive
yeah.
experience in Century City, Westfield, and there's a store there called Camp LA, a family experience
Hmm.
store. So they'll partner up with certain IPs from time to time, and they do immersive experience in the back. So we'll
Oh,
take families and kids through like a real life episode of whatever the
like
theme is.
Bluey or
Like
something.
Bluey, yeah,
Bluey, yeah, yeah,
Bluey
yeah,
was
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I know everybody knows Bluey. Come on.
Come on now. Shout out to Bluey, the
Yeah.
dog, my boy over there. Bro, the immersive world, I'm telling you, it's like I said, so much praise for you doing that, man. It's not easy, man. I feel like it's so underrated. People don't realize the
Yeah.
effort that you have to put to the characters, the world building, this like any special effects that you might need, and just the coordination of everything too, because it's not just one piece of the puzzle. You can't just have Bluey. You also have to have the people
One
around Bluey.
Piece.
See, the same thing for like One Piece. You need all the whole character,
Yeah.
So that's mad respect, bro.
Immersive experience was a beautiful accident. I never planned it. I never wanted it. It just came upon my life, and then it happened, and I just
You're
submerged
embracing
in
it, man.
Mhm.
I love that you're like embracing it, and it's the life of an artist, also a life of a founder. You have a is it like a production company? What would you
Yeah,
call it?
when I did the last pirate, I
Mhm.
decided to like create my own producing company. I really haven't done much or developed it much yet, but it is Imative Cinema.
I love that.
Yeah,
What does that stand for? That I'm at it.
Imagine Create.
Woo! Okay, I see. Imagine. Okay, I see
Yeah.
you, Antonio. I see you, Blake.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'm
Imagine
glad.
Create is the motto of that and pretty much of everything I do.
Man, so
Yeah.
now all the future projects are gonna be connected to that, and
Well, that's the plan. Let's see what happens, because life happens and I gotta restructure some
mhm.
things.
Well, it's
But
just good to see that, man, that you're continuing the creative flow with everything that you're doing, man. I do want to talk about how do you say it? DIGA Studios? How do you say that?
oh, Diga Studios? Yeah.
Diga. What was
That was
what's
just
that?
an employer.
I was just curious what that was. It sounded cool. I was
Diga's
like,
actually based in New York.
okay.
They're very, very big in the reality world.
Hmm.
They produce. They're amazing folks, and they're very successful. And my friend Will, he's had also a career as a camera operator. So when he was working for a show under Diga, they were looking for production assistants at the time, and I was looking for work. So I decided to apply and work, and
Bro.
and I worked as a production assistant with Diga.
Dude, I love your
Yeah.
fire, man. Your hustle. You're just like, yes, give me that opportunity, and
Well,
it,
now that you put it this way, you're making me look at it the way that you're explaining it, and I guess, it's just, I feel like that is what kind of like a good example of what you learn about life, so you can, I guess, learn to identify with whatever you want to perform
mhm.
later on. I feel like the real training for an actor is life. It's living your life, struggles, going through life, resolving your
Mhm.
your problems and everything. Sometimes you have happy times, sometimes you don't. But it's the combination of
Yes,
that
I
that
agree.
if you understand that you want to be an actor someday, you have to understand what life is about, because if you're going to get paid by big money by a big studio, they need somebody they can invest on and know that if they're going to put all that money, that it's going to go somewhere. So they need somebody that's serious and all the way in, locked in, and has experienced life, right? Yes, the training helps getting because that's the reason why I'm soon about to take a break, go back home for a while, because I want to save up some money, so when I come back I want to like put it all in
Mhm.
just in films, and the best coaching I can find, just to keep enhancing my career, with everything.
I love that, man. The life part, I think that's a really big thing.
Yeah.
And
Life is the real training for an epic
dude.
performer.
Oh man, I resonate with that so much because before I moved to LA, it's over 2 years now, but I had that whole gap because I graduated 2020, COVID time. Didn't have a job. I ended up going back to Indonesia to see mom and family over there, and those like I guess a 2 year gap or something like that were so impactful to like me now, and it channeled a lot of my roles where I'm like I said, Indonesian aerobics instructor, where my mom also did aerobics over there, and then like I really honed my language skills again, and it was just everything kind of led to me now, and like with the podcast and everything. So it's like it's such a blessing in hindsight. During it, it's like it's one thing because you're like, man, should I be working over here as a bartender right now? Is this gonna lead me anywhere? But it actually does because you never know. Maybe you got to roll as a bartender for a big project or something like that, or you can take from that experience to develop any sort of character. Because also like working in restaurants and bars, you meet a lot of characters. I'm sure you know how it is, man. I mean, that's a short film my brother is about created about. It's like their time in the restaurant. So like we have so many different characters there. So it's such a beautiful
that
thing.
Is so true. That is so true. Listen, 2 places that I bartended. One was at the Chinese Theater. And I did another bar, a Mediterranean bar in Hollywood as well, and it's insane. It's insane, like the characters, the things that you witness. Secrets that you hear from people. Dude. That it's insane.
You're like you can't even make it up. Honestly, sometimes I hear the stuff and I'm like, did they actually just say that? Were they just talking about like illegal activity? Like
I got ideas for scripts just from seeing this. It's insane. Man. It's insane.
It's truly insane, man. Insane. Yeah. What's also insane though, man? We didn't even talk about the legendary Straw Hats out here, man. Your experience as Luffy, man. Wow, bro. I mean, you guys gotta check out the Instagram, check out all the clips. You really embody him like crazy, bro. I see the pictures and I'm like, dude, what?
Listen, every time I hear somebody say that, it warms my heart because my biggest concern was I need to make sure that I respect the character, I respect the fandom, and I was always very like concerned. Is this gonna be good enough for them? Is this the real Luffy that they deserve? And mad love and respect to Oda. One of my biggest life dreams is at some point eventually to hopefully meet him. I don't know if he has ever seen any of my stuff out there, but he has no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
But walking into Luffy was so nerve-wracking for me. As much as I love acting and as much as I love doing what I do, but when I realized the magnitude of what Luffy was and the years and years of fandom, everything behind One Piece, and walking into One Piece with not watching the anime in the beginning, and then you realize there's how many episodes? Yeah. And then luckily at the time, Netflix came up with the live action season 1, so I started with that and then eventually transitioned to the anime. And so I feel like that helped me a lot. Because there was nights where I was out there as Luffy and I had fans that have been watching the show for years, every single episode, and they probably watched it multiple times. And there was episodes that I still hadn't watched, or characters that I probably hadn't caught up to.
Yeah.
So, that, and between everything that I needed to represent Luffy for. Because what happens is the time frame that we got to prepare, it wasn't enough. It wasn't even 3 months.
Damn.
So for someone that hadn't watched One Piece, like to watch One Piece in 3 months, you know how hard that could be? And being an adult, having work, having a life,
paying taxes,
and all that, so I had to do the best I could with the time I had. So, but when I stepped out there as Luffy and I felt the love and the fans and, we had the amazing privilege of meeting Toei Animation. Like Toei Animation they flew from Japan to approve us, to meet us, to see everything from details from head to toe. And when they approved, then we were good to go.
It's crazy,
but that process was so special, and I felt the culture and the respect and the love, and it was and I realized, wow, this is something else, like and everything kept adding up, and I'm like, this is a real serious character, and so all that kept me wanting to know more and more and more, and understanding Luffy better. What would Luffy do here? What would Luffy do there? How does Luffy treat him? How does Luffy treat him? And
Asking all the questions, yeah.
Yeah, but what really, really made it easier for me and more special was the fans. When I received that love, and I started understanding things I hadn't the chance to understood, because I was so focused on something, right? Because as an actor, I'm scared. Like, is this gonna be good enough? But the more I performed it every night, the more special it got. The more it became attached to my heart. The more Luffy's DNA got engraved in my heart and in my life. It changed my life. It changed my career.
Bro, I mean, like I said, more flowers to you, man. It shows, man. I can tell the passion that you bring to it. Like the fact that you didn't watch it before getting like the role and everything. Now you're like caught up now with everything.
I'm on Dressrosa right now.
Okay, there you go. It's a lot. It's a lot.
In real life, yeah.
It is a lot. So the mad respect to you, man. And I love how you mentioned the fans and the impact, because like people don't realize the importance of like entertainment, honestly, especially in time and age, and don't want to get political, but everything is just
so
bad news and just not good stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, I guess, a quote unquote escape from everything. Like I got my boy Natsu over there, Fairy Tale right now. He helped me a lot during my like middle school era. Moving to there. Yeah. In middle school in Indonesia, I moved over there, didn't speak the language. But one of my homies put me onto Fairy Tale and just loved it. And, it helped a lot with, like, bullying and all that stuff.
Of course.
Having anime or any form of, like, entertainment to escape all that stuff. So the fact that you recognize the impact that, like, One Piece has, Luffy has, the Straw Hats, everybody, it's amazing, man. That's why you're doing great stuff. And I'm excited to see what's to come in the future, man.
Listen, this is the reprisal part of my life. This time, this fan fest that we're about to experience this year, at least what I can speak for me is, it's last year I learned to be free. This year I start free. So I am going to go bigger and better. And now that I've had the opportunity to understand more of the anime and the fandom, I've even had special new friends come into my life. And as you get older, it's harder to make new friends. And this was just automatic.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
And then it's from April to May?
We're going to, the official dates are from April 23rd to May 16th, every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And they always leave some special, like, mystery dates that they might add later on, because it gets so popular. Obviously.
Of course. And season 2 just came out of fire, too. So now.
Oh, my God. I went and saw it in the movie theater. So
man.
I loved it.
I wish I watched it in the theater. Yeah, it's just good vibes, man. You're killing it out there. Let's go to our talking points. We kind of went all over the place.
Right? I know. Too much fun over here.
This is usually what happens. Yeah, we just get distracted. But, man, our first talking point on passion, keeping promises to yourself. What's one promise that you've learned to always keep for yourself despite, the busyness? Like I said, you've done so many different things, working multiple jobs while acting, creating, all that stuff. But what's one promise that you've always learned to keep for yourself?
Well, obviously, everybody always thinks I should do things no matter what anybody says, like that's the traditional thing to always bring up in this question. But something personally in my life that I can share with you guys is never dictate or never guide the path that you're going to take or the decision that you're going to make by somebody else's bad experience. Okay, you're going to have sometimes maybe one or multiple people across in your path and tell you not to do this or not to do it this way because this is what happened to them. Remember, everybody's story is different. So not necessarily what happens in their scenario is going to happen in yours. So you got to do things for your own. You got to explore things for your own. You have to feel and gather and gain that experience for yourself. So no matter what anybody says or no matter what bad experience anybody's had, always dictate and guide your path the way that you want it. That's the promise.
Live your life. Make those mistakes.
Yeah.
Do you? If you want to have kids, do your thing. If you want to be an, how do you say optician? Optician. Sorry, there's so many different
unlicensed optician.
Yeah, unlicensed.
just to make sure.
just a preface. You can't quote anything. But live your life, make those mistakes, and you won't regret it, honestly, because life is too short to regret anything. Just do your thing,
Yeah,
do
you
you.
know,
Become the king of
just
the pirates, vibe out, do your thing, man. I love that. I love that advice. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Second talking point on pleasure, okay? Feeling proud of yourself. How do you celebrate consistency and not just like the outcomes? I think this is really perfect when it comes to acting and just being patient with the audition
That's a
process,
good question.
which sucks. I can't
That's
even
a good
lie. Thank you,
question.
thank you, thank
Okay.
you.
I feel that I'm glad you say that because nobody sees what really grinds. No, so I like to say it this way: nobody sees the cheese grater in your life. Nobody sees that.
Facts,
Okay.
facts.
People only notice you and see you when you have the outcome,
Oof.
when you have the
Yep.
public,
Yeah, the post on Instagram.
yeah. So I think being consistent to yourself, keeping your promises, showing up every day for what you believe in, for what you want to do. That is how I celebrate. Every every decision I make every day, something as simple as a exercise routine. Every exercise routine I finish, the day of, that's a celebration for me because
Yes, sir.
that equals where I'm headed.
It's the consistency, man. Showing up for yourself, and
Yeah.
even the days you don't want to show up, man. Especially working out, man. It's tough, dude. It's tough, man. Shout out to all my personal training clients, y'all locked in. Especially the 5 a.m. ones. I don't know how they do it, man. I'm up early, but they're working hard, man. Respect.
People do that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy out here. Especially with all the busy schedules. But bro, the consistency, showing up.
Yeah, consistency for yourself. Believing in yourself, trusting yourself. Or you know what? I wanted to say this is treat yourself how you would treat your friend. I know you've seen people out there that when they talk to themselves, they're so hard on themselves. Like you have to talk to yourself and treat yourself as you would treat other people.
Yeah, treat
That
like
is
your
so
friend.
special.
No, and I agree, man. I feel like it happens a lot too for people that are super ambitious, where like us, man, we want to get the next thing, want to make the next project, and you're like, oh, why am I not fast enough to get this award? Why can't I get this script done by tomorrow?
You
And
will get there.
you will get there, definitely. It's
Yeah.
enjoying the process, and also before you know it, it sounds crazy, you're gonna miss the days when you're sending self tapes at midnight, and like having a random setup green screen on the back, which funny enough, I thought in your car there was a green screen. Yeah,
I have this green case in the back of my car, and he thought it was a green screen.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's really actor dedication right there. I was like, my boy. I was like, you got a self tape, bro? We could do it.
I've done a couple tapes in my car.
Yo, me too, bro. I'm not gonna lie, in my car or like at the back of the break room or something. I'm just like, guys, give me like 5 minutes.
I know, right?
Dude, just give me like
the break
5
room
minutes.
ones. The
Can
break
you,
room.
Yeah, can you all be like quiet, please, guys, please? So you just gotta hustle out there, do your thing. I love that, man. Consistency overall.
Yeah.
Positivity, man. Our third talking point. Bouncing back. How do you respond when you fall off track? Like you were talking about with your journey, and I think a lot of artist journeys out there, the waves of up and down and everything. How do you respond to things when it feels like it's quote unquote off track?
Yeah. No, that's also you really have some solid questions. These are beautiful questions, people. Okay.
Appreciate you.
And here we go. So, listen, I feel that life it's so important in life to go through ups and downs. And in those downs, I do believe that it's what molds you and shapes you the most because you force yourself to get out of there and you keep moving on, right? So you have to learn how to handle that in life. A great person I always love to bring in these types of questions is Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, if you look up his story, there's plenty of videos out there where he talks about this, how he tried first and then he decided to become a carpenter after he became a carpenter, a successful one, he learned skills of life through carpentry that he then applied on his next try to becoming an actor, and it worked.
That's insane. Oh my goodness.
So the more you can do in life, I feel like everything teaches you something. And to finish the question is there's no shame in getting back up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't have any shame. You get back up and you do it again. That's it. It's that simple. Either you do it or you don't, right? There's no other way. So, get back up. There's no shame, and you know, take a step, take a breather, and try again, and try again, and try again, because eventually, it's you're not gonna stay there. You're gonna move up.
Yes, sir. And you got to learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
It helps a lot having amazing people like you, brother, in the circle. That's what we're talking about. Damn, man. That's Harrison Ford. I didn't know he became a carpenter, actually.
Yeah, that's.
Man, I feel like I'm learning so many different facts. You know, Jacksonville had Hollywood. Like,
it's been a little one-on-one today.
Right? Literally, I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm just learning all the random facts for like a trivia show that we're going to eventually do and all that stuff. Any fun projects besides One Piece coming up in the future that you want to share? Or that you can share? Because, you know, I know NDAs are kind of crazy out there.
No, right now, honestly, I'm not under any NDA for anything. I would love to be on an NDA. So
Bro,
go ahead, okay? Antonio Josh.
Yes, Antonio Josh.
Well, you know, I have a couple independent projects that I've already worked on recently that I've been part of. I've had some hands recently, ADing, assistant directing, some of the projects.
Dude.
I like to be behind the camera as well to kind of complement everything. But next coming up, I would say I want to keep working on these vertical platform cinema storytelling instead of, you know, we're gonna turn around from soap operas to, you know, like if we're watching a movie, we're watching a movie on a vertical format. We have a little pilot out there. It's on my Instagram, IG Reels.
You gotta check it out, yeah.
And that gave us an idea that it was a real true pilot on, you know, what to capture on the frame and how to keep that cinema, you know, vibe. So that's something that we definitely, you know, want to keep working on. But I know I've been part of at least 2 to 3 projects that are running in film festivals. And I recently was on set with another of our amazing friend performers at FanFest.
Okay,
he had his own little short film shot last week.
Hey, okay.
I got to act a little bit in it, so I'm excited to see where that goes. And yeah, you know, right now looking at the vertical, looking at updating my demo reel, you know, writing some scenes up and tackling every immersive, you know, performing role I can do. I feel like that has been such a big compliment in my life, you know, keep auditioning consistently. So right now I'm open for business. So if you need an actor or something else.
Yes, sir. You gotta find actor
AJ Medina.
I love it, man. Well, we're always gonna root for you, man. We appreciate the energy you bring. You know, at the Patty Show, we like to end with a little arigato and bow. I do also have a new business card now for my personal training and stuff like that. So if you know anybody, my cousin, I know this is pretty cool actually. My cousin hooked me up with some designs, the QR code.
Setiati Fitness.
Yes, sir. Oh, thanks for promoting. You're the best, man. You're the best.
Yeah.
On Instagram and TikTok, you know, more short form content and everything. But you can find the Patty Show at Patty Show Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Tinder. That's actually at Pat Setiati. Boys trip to Bali and Puerto Rico soon. We'll get it popping. But man, I'm so grateful for you, brother. Let's end with an arigato to send the blessings to everybody out there. Catch them at FanFest, you know, Universal Studios, Hollywood. Fun time, good energy, all the straw hats. Blessings to everybody. Oh, yeah, put the hat on for the little bow at the end. Let's do it. All right, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Arigato. Yes, thanks, everybody. Woo, we're back again. What's up, Antonio? Say
I just wanted to throw some love to my man here, and I needed to tell you guys, if you guys got inspired by today's episode, if you have an idea, write it down or post it on your next social media and share it to the world and do hashtag Patty Show.
Woo, my boy Antonio. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. Arigato to you, man. Kill it, man. Hashtag Patty Show, all that stuff. Stay blessed, y'all. Pursue your personal paradise. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace out.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetiati.com/podcast, as well as PattyShow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.